She wore blue velvet, bluer than velvet was the night, softer than satin was the light from the stars.
So, we're here, we're back, diving into Trump Tower yet again, once more into the breach. It's kind of strange, to be honest. Trump has been so radio silent for being such a dominating presence in the world for so long. And, you know, that feeling I think that a lot of people probably had that it was never going to end. And then for him, you know, obviously because of his incredibly fragile ego, just completely shattered. He couldn't just readjust into society and just be Trump again.
It's almost like a prisoner, isn't it? You know, when a prisoner's released and they're expected to just sort of reintegrate into society after years of living in a prison.
He's become institutional.
To be honest though, if you want to hear Trump rant, just go to Mar-a-Lago and you are bound to hear it.
Yeah.
It's like...
He'll find you.
It's like the most haunted place on earth.
But yeah, it's kind of strange to be living in such a Trumpless world. I mean, obviously, you know, things are deteriorating rapidly. You know, in large part, actually, I think, because, you know, we're without his direction. Without his guiding hand.
Yeah, well, the grass is always greener on the other side.
Well, I mean, like so many, you know, I pray for a Bush presidency now, you know. The halcyon days of Reagan.
Yeah, oh, wonderful.
It is strange, like, when you have such a figurehead, to have completely lost his mojo, that he's so terrified of, like, facing reality, that he's basically just become Miss Havisham, but on a golf course.
It's a very American Miss Havisham.
So we'll be jumping straight back into Jeffrey Robinson's Donald Trump's Trump Tower. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else watching, I am delighted to tell you that we have a very special guest joining us, all the way from... where's California, I guess? I don't know. All the way from insert home location here, insert home address in the description below. It's the one and only Mr. Ben Shapiro. Ben, can you hear us? Are you there, Ben? Ben, are you there, Ben?
Shut that fucking dog up. And what is up, my dudes? How the fuck are you guys?
We're doing great, Ben.
Yeah, Ben, we're good.
We're doing great, thank you. We'd love to thank you for joining us. You know, it's an honour. We've always been huge fans of yours. How are you doing? How have you been?
Great, thanks for having me. Frankly, I feel fucking awesome right now.
And I wonder, you know, being such a supporter of Donald Trump that you were, what are your thoughts on the current president and the current presidency? How do you see things going ahead?
Listen, dude, shit is fucking social right now. Trump is killing it. The president is doing a great job. He's saving jobs. He's creating lives. It's an amazing time to be an American.
Right, okay, I see. What are your thoughts on the book so far? I'm sure you've been listening along.
I've heard you're an avid fan of Blind Drunk.
Me? A fan of Blind Drunk? You bet your sweet ass I am. Well, what can I say about Trump Tower that hasn't already been said? Well, what a roller coaster. Let's hit them.
Right, okay. You can hear us okay, Ben? Are you feeling okay? Are you feeling alright? You sound a bit strange.
I'm feeling great, asshole. How are you? You know, I don't need to take this kind of disrespect.
Okay, well, Ben. Okay, I just calm down. We're just concerned for you. Okay, we're not trying to insult you in any way.
Ben, we just want to know if you're feeling okay.
Ah, shit, the cops are here. I gotta go, guys.
Oh, well, we're very sorry. We're very sorry to hear that, Ben. We hope that you can work everything out.
Yeah, good luck, Ben.
But thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Ben.
We really appreciate it. It's been great having you and
it's been wonderful talking to you, Ben.
Speaking with you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. It's been wonderful. And remember to subscribe to Blind Drunk, the greatest YouTube channel in the whole wide world.
Oh, thanks, Ben.
Thank you so much, Ben. You didn't need to say that, Ben, but thank you. You're a true gentleman. We appreciate that.
Just promise me that you'll read my book, True Allegiance. Next.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
we can do that.
We'll get right on that. We'll read, yes. Well, we'll let you get, okay.
Ben?
Can you hear us, Ben?
Goodbye, everyone. I hope you can all forgive me for the terrible things I have done. He has a gun!
Are you there, Ben?
Ben Shapiro, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Class.
Class up. The final interview. Well, hang on, sorry, I just want to say, we're coming back in on chapter 45.
So this is for the 45th president.
God bless the office, God bless the nation.
God bless the Donald. Once Carson left for the airport, Alicia got on her computer and went back to the files she was compiling on L. Arthur Farmer. But no matter where she looked, she couldn't come up with any connection that he might have had to Trump Tower. Pouring herself a second cup of coffee, she sorted through the photocopy she'd made yesterday. Flexural components? Shit, what the fuck?
Shit. What the fuck? I like Ben Shapiro.
Flexural components, shear wall core, concrete hattress. Hattress?
It's like a mattress, but you wear it.
There were far too many technical terms that she didn't understand, but then she spotted something she did understand. There was a reference not to Trump Tower, but to Tiffany Tower. And when she fed Tiffany Tower and L. Arthur Farmer into the NBC database, a dozen links appeared.
The plot thickens. James Malcolm Isbister's going to crawl out of the fucking computer screen.
A phone number popped up in one of the 35 Tango search links. Antonia stared at it and wondered what would happen if she dialed it. It's too early and Antonia will wake him. Unable to control herself, she dialed the number. It rang several times before Tommy Seasons answered it. She tried to say something but couldn't. "Who's there?" "Come on," he said. "Who the fuck is calling at this hour?" In the background she heard a woman's voice asking, "Who is it?" "I don't know," he told the woman, then said to Antonia, "Who are you and what do you want?" "I'm from Trump Tower. My name is Antonia. I want to speak to you about a man named Pierre Belasco." "The fucker threw Tommy out," he said. "The fucker banned Tommy."
What? Wait, now we have two people who both talk about themselves in the third person having a conversation with each other. Antonia is asking Tommy if he will help her in her conspiracy. Tommy likes the sound of that very much. This is what I'm talking about though when I say that it's like Jeffrey Robinson is injecting some kind of satirical bend in this, because these are two pretty much confirmed mentally ill characters at this point, and the defining signifier of their mental illness is a notorious characteristic of Donald Trump himself. What the fuck? That's so weird.
I know, and maybe I can help you get unbanned. "How are you going to do that?" he asked her, then said to the woman he was with, "Hey darling, take care of this, will you?" Antonia didn't understand. "What?" "Nothing," he said.
Do you think she's taking care of Tommy's Tommy? I hope this isn't actually going to play out like I think it is. Keep going.
"I need to talk to you about Pierre Belasco. Then I'll know how I can help." "Yeah, okay. What do you look like?" "What? What do you look like? How old are you? Married, single, fat, gorgeous?" "Why?" He said to the woman he was with, "Harder, baby, harder." And she whimpered, "No, you do me." And he answered her, "Keep doing that while I'm on the phone." Then asked Antonia again, "Tell me what you look like." "Oh, you called that one?"
Yep. Whatever. Fuck this.
She was beginning to understand what was happening on the other end of the line.
Oh yeah.
"Look, fine. I mean, I'm 29 and single. Big tits or small tits?" "What?" "Write this down." He gave her a phone number.
What the fuck is happening?
I don't know, I'm just trying to get through it, you know what I mean? "That's my dressing room. Call me tomorrow night after the show." "Come on," the woman with him said. "Tommy, do me." She imagined what the woman was doing. She wrote down the number. "Okay." "Okay," he said, and put the phone down. But he didn't hang up. "Me, Tommy," the woman said. "Yeah, do me." Antonia couldn't move. "That's good, Tommy." The woman started moaning.
Sorry, all I can think at this point is, "It's daddy, shithead, get me a bourbon."
Let me feel. Oh, come here.
Hey, leave her alone! Oh, damn. Next! You out of the car, fuck! Get him out of the car, Raven!
She is and pulled the fucking mask out.
Baby wants to fuck.
It's a bullet from a fucking gun! Oh, it's David Lynch's Trump Tower.
Yeah. Fucking hell. That's good, Tommy, the woman started moaning. Tommy, they're good. Written by a man who's obviously had sex before.
A man who definitely knows what sex are.
For Antonia, it was as if the phone was glued to her ear. Tommy grunted.
Bellowed. Tommy bellowed his own name.
It's weird as well reading it knowing that it's probably staying in, you know.
Oh yeah, this is all going in. Tommy's going in.
It was nearly half an hour before Tommy hung up.
What? You sat there for 30 minutes? What?
Yes, now, come on.
What? She sat there for 30 minutes?
Nearly half an hour.
28 minutes.
Yeah.
She's just staring at the clock. Mr. Caesar, I've really got to go.
That was awful.
Jesus Christ.
The most erotic novel of the decade. I'm glad that decade's fucking done. Cindy stayed asleep until the phone rang again, and Shannon downstairs announced, "There's a delivery for you." Okay, please send it up. Pulling herself out of bed, she went to the kitchen to make an espresso. But before she even poured the water into the machine, Miguel, the elevator operator, was at the door with a smallish bag. He handed it to her, saluted, and started to walk away.
What kind of salute are we talking about in Trump? Which way?
Oh god. Oh, fuck.
Towards the hills?
She shut the door, looked inside the bag and found a box. And inside the box was a Patek Philippe 24 diamond watch. Oh my god. The watch was made up almost entirely of diamonds. Oh my god.
It's a solid chunk of carved diamond in the shape of a watch. Completely non-functional, incredibly painful to wear. But it did cost an obscene amount of money.
And lives.
Yeah.
Oh my god. She sat down right there on the floor.
Just dropped it.
A little booklet explained that this was an 18-jewel manual winding...
Fucking book goes fucking flying at you. Jesus, this is some watch.
Her hands were shaking so much that she had trouble putting the watch on. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is just, it's fucking Lumpy Space Princess the novel, isn't it? The note that came with it was unsigned, but it didn't have to be signed. And all she could say was, oh my god. This is the most bizarre chapter I think so far, because it keeps jumping between people and they're all just doing it's like these
none of it's making any sense.
These weird little vignettes.
Yeah.
It's really deeply uncomfortable. I want it to be over.
It's funny because this was chapter 45, so this is Trump's chapter, you know, and we've got Biden's chapter coming next. So Bill Clinton should be back and Jeffrey Epstein probably.
Carson had arrived at Kennedy Airport by 10, had checked in his one bag and had gotten through security in no time. Upstairs, the woman who ran the airline's third-floor first-class lounge told him, "Flight's running a little late, probably about an hour, so you've got plenty of time. You know where everything is." He said thank you and carried his shoulder bag to one of the large upholstered chairs next to the windows. See, this is what it's like in the special fucking third-floor first-class departure lounge that cunts like us aren't allowed to go to.
Yeah, they get chairs to sit on.
Exactly. Now he rang Tony Arcaro. They talked for quite a while because Arcaro was having trouble with HSBC in London on a deal he was trying to finance in Italy. Sounds about right. That sounds legit, to be honest.
He's trying to broker a deal between HSBC and the
mafia.
fucking Camorra.
Nothing interested him, so he went to the buffet bar to think about a second muffin. He decided
to think about it.
Consider the muffin. He decided no. Now he took his laptop out of his bag, and when it was ready, he went to Google. In the search box, he typed Amélie Laurey Moreau. Chapter 46. I would say for the 46th President of the United States of America.
Yeah, but
Joe
as we know,
there is no 46th
hasn't been one
President.
yet,
There hasn't
there?
been one.
Trust in the plan,
Yeah.
folks. Where we go one, we go all.
Hashtag save the children. Unlike LA and Malibu, Zeke didn't have live in hell. This is, honestly, I don't think anyone has actually read this book before.
Yeah.
I think we're the first, because I don't see, like, we're doing this for a fucking YouTube channel. There's no way I could actually sit and just read this book, and I mean that literally, like, I couldn't do it. Like, that last chapter has fucked with my head so much that now trying to read a sentence is difficult. It's like it shines headlights in your face while you're trying to read it.
Yeah, well, it's the same with basically all of them so far. They're so poorly written in such a basic way that it is really difficult just to actually follow a sentence through to its
Look,
conclusion.
I cannot pass even the most basic things. Right? That's a quote. That's going in a t-shirt. I cannot pass even the most basic things.
Nice big picture of your face.
Unlike LA and Malibu, Zeke didn't have live-in help in New York. He used a bonded valet service that furnished a housekeeper named Christina to come in when he was in town. Christina was there straightening up when he walked in. "Hello, sir. Welcome back. Nice to see you," he said. "Family good? Everyone is fine."
I just imagine him like, "How is your extended family? All of whom I know by name."
Yeah.
"Oh, they're great, but thanks to you primarily,
Yeah.
as the benevolent rich man that they know. You cater for all their needs and wants."
Trickle-down economics. He kicked off his shoes, threw himself onto a couch and rang Bobby Lerner. "I might have blown the deal with that Isbister guy, the one representing L. Arthur Farmer. What happened?" Zeke told him. While he was putting his shoes back on, a fax came in from the auction house summing up his 4 sales and 1 purchase, and invoicing him for the difference. He didn't even look at it. He simply folded it and put it in his attaché case. Then Felicity rang from downstairs to say there was a large envelope waiting for him at the front desk. "Shall I send it up?" "No," he said. "I'll pick it up on my way out." He checked the apartment one last time to make sure the lights were off and that he could leave. That's when someone knocked on the door. "I told her I'd pick it up," he grumbled, and opened the door to find a young man in a drab suit with a white shirt and dark tie. He's gonna get shot.
It's fucking Big Red Jim all over again. Ben?
"Excuse me for disturbing you like this. My name is Eric Arnold Ronalds. Mr. Isbister asked me to stop by and give this to you."
Pulls a fucking dagger out and stabs him in the heart.
It was a manila envelope. Zeke took it. "Thank you very much." The man turned and walked away.
He just looks up and they're always empty. Thank you.
Closing the door, Zeke opened the envelope and found several dozen pages inside. On the first page, the typed title read, "Our counter-proposal for the full financing of your project." He said out loud, "These guys are too fucking strange for me," and put the envelope in his attaché case. He has an attaché case. Downstairs, Felicity handed him a large envelope from his office. So this whole Zeke section has just been a series of people giving him envelopes.
To put in his attaché.
It was only when he got to Teterboro Airport and climbed into his plane that he wondered, how come the fellow that Isbister sent didn't get announced by the front desk?
Chapter 47. Congratulations, 47. Your time is eliminated. When Belasco walked into Scarpe Pietrasanta, he was surprised to see that nothing had been done. Rebecca was sitting in a nearly broken chair, her head in her hands. It's as good as she's got. All the others are completely broken, and this one is just nearly broken. Carlos Vela was standing in the corner. Bill Reardon was also there. "You're out of here," Reardon ordered Vela. "Right now, or I call the cops and have you arrested." "No," Belasco said. "You'll do nothing of the kind. Mr. Vela works for Mrs. Batelli." He pointed to Vela. "Get out of Trump Tower now, or I will have you arrested." With that, Reardon turned on his heels and left. "I'll worry about Mr. Reardon, but first things first. We need to find out who's trying to hurt you and to stop them. If you walk away now, they win. I don't think I care anymore." "I heard your daughter say that she does." Rebecca stood up. "My daughter has her own life. This is mine." "I'm sorry."
She sounds like a Brexit supporter.
"I didn't vote for my daughter.
I voted for me.
I voted for states' rights." If you know what I'm getting at. He looked around at the mess. All sorts of questions ran through his mind. He turned to Vela. "Stay here and start cleaning up. You will not be arrested, but lock the door. If Mrs. Batelli needs to come back, she has a key. If I need you, I'll call your cell. I'll check in on you later, but stay here and do what you can. I promise you will be all right." I wonder if he'll be dead when he comes back.
I would put money on it if I had any money.
Yeah. He'll be missing. The door will be open.
Yeah.
Cousin Johnny kidnapped him for ransom. Vela still wasn't sure. If Mr. Reardon calls the police, I will take care of the police, and I will take care of Mr. Reardon till we get him.
It was a grenade launcher out of his blazer.
Yeah, take this. Save one for yourself. Boom! Vela stared at Belasco. "I didn't steal that coat from that woman. I know you didn't. And this woman, Mrs. Batelli, she is a very nice woman." "I know she is," Belasco nodded. "Go on, get to work. Lock the door behind me, and don't worry. David had phoned the Rojas brothers in Mexico, just the way Uncle R.D. had asked him to, and had done the deal with Gonzalo. He was the youngest of the three. But in David's mind, Gonzalo was also the least trustworthy. Hector, the middle brother, had phoned back to say they'd been in touch with R.D. and everything was great. Late in the day, the third Rojas brother, Liberio, had phoned to ask for wiring instructions to David's account, and a few minutes later, Liberio had announced $47,500 was on its way. Now, first thing in the morning, Liberio was back on the phone. This is between my brothers and you. No Uncle R.D. this time. What y'all got? Heavy crude. Where's it come from? Wherever. David knew that meant Iran. David thought about it. Send me what you've got, no. Call y'all back. Call y'all ball. He thought about the Colombians. If you took it on as a straight oil deal and put it through the Curacao... Wait, how is it pronounced again? Fuck's sake. I've got to go find out. We've got it wrong so many times. If he took it on as a straight oil deal and put it through the Curacao Trading One account, then, at least in his mind, this wasn't actually costing him anything. This could be my first $10 million day. Putting the trade through a shell company he'd incorporated years ago in Antigua, several trading partners, backward it spelled Elvis Lives, David did the deal. He emailed Wayne Granum at the New York office of Cayman's Comtrad and asked him to wire $13 million out of his newly opened Curacao Trading One account. That was the overdraft account backed by the Colombians. Like, literally on the same page. We've just gone through all of that, and then he just says it again. You can just see how little rewriting took place in this book. What's going on? Tina came into the office and sat down by her trading desk. There may be some crude looking for a home. Maybe he can live here. Trump. Feel right. He contacted all the usual suspects, offering it up as Iraqi crude. There were no takers. But there were cargoes to be had, and there were players in the game. Were you not finding this exciting, Jay?
Not really, no.
He wasn't even getting a nibble on this. Of course, he could always drop his price down to undercut the other sellers, but he worried that if no one was biting, potential buyers might be seeing something he wasn't. Tina looked up at the screen. What's that? They both saw it at the same time. Fuck! He shouted. Tina enlarged that quarter screen to full screen. A chat room was highlighting this particular cargo with a red high danger flag. Shit! Tina yelled. Embargoed oil, shadowed by US warships. Imminent arrest. Fuck me, David said, his throat going dry and his stomach knotting into a tight wad. Fuck me! This was only a rumour. Don't panic. Don't panic? Are you fucking out of your mind? How much did you put down? He grabbed the phone and dialed Liberio Rojas. Gonzalo took the call. Where's your brother? Gone. Won't be back today. What's his cell number? What's wrong? Fuck me. That's what's wrong. Listen to me, you little shit. Find Liberio and tell him to call me pronto. Because if I find him first, don't threaten me, hombre. Find him, motherfucker. He banged the phone down. Tina was staring at him. How much? Rubbed his hands all over his eyes, then said quietly.
He did what? What? I mean, did he remove his eyes first or what?
No, he just has massive eyes.
Big fucking eldritch eyes.
We said this was a Finn folk family.
Yeah.
He rubbed his hands all over his eyes, then said quietly, 13. Oh, fuck, David. Colombians' money? You pissed away? I didn't piss away anything. How much is left? I don't know. How much? Seeing how angry she was and knowing her well enough not to challenge her any more than he had to, he picked up the phone, got Granum back on the line and asked him how much is left in the guarantee account that backs Curacao Trading One. Nothing. It's empty, Granum said. There was an initial deposit of $45 million, but that was withdrawn first thing this morning. So, yeah, I hear the sweet song of chainsaws coming through the coves.
After reassuring Vela again that he would not be arrested, Velasco went straight to Carol Ann Mandelton's office.
Sorry, did you say Mandelson?
Yeah.
I wonder who Mandelson has links with, who we've spoken about.
Carol Ann sat down on the couch next to Velasco. We need to talk about Mrs. Essenbach. Velasco outlined what had taken place on Monday night after the residents' board meeting. She took notes, then asked, did you at any time or in any way make any sort of promise to her or say anything that she might construe or even misconstrue as a promise to act on her behalf? No.
So that's the residents' board meeting. This is our residents' board meeting. Oh, God. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more of that. please do share this video with your grandparents.
Do you have any sort of personal relationship whatsoever with Mrs. Essenbach? He gave her an odd look. Absolutely not. I resent this, as well you might. But believe it or not, I'm on your side. You have an odd way of showing it. Wait till you see how the other side shows it. What other side? One of my former colleagues, someone with whom I have remained very close, works at a firm called Rega Simmons. My friend there has given a heads up that Mrs. Essenbach is going to file a lawsuit against you. Apparently she will claim in her suit that, as her lover, you promised to use your influence with the residence board to grant her application for this rainforest project. She will also claim that, when she recently rejected your advances, you acted out of spite, using your influence to assure that her request was rejected. He was dumbfounded. That's absurd. It wouldn't be the first time someone involved in a lawsuit lied. At the same time that Belasco was meeting with Carol Ann Mandelson, Bill Reardon was sending a scathing email to Anthony Gallicano. Mr. Belasco refused to place a fired employee, Carlos Vela, on the tower's persona non grata list. A man who was fired for theft therefore continues to work here. I respectfully suggest that Mr. Belasco's behaviour must not be tolerated. Across town at Columbus Circle, Antonia was sneaking into Anthony Gallicano's office to peek at his email inbox. She discovered Reardon's email about Belasco. Immediately, she forwarded it to her secret Gmail account, then erased both Reardon's original and the sent copy she'd forwarded to herself. In her office, she went into her Gmail account and resent Reardon's email back to Gallicano, but this time she added to the recipient's CCDJT.
God, it's like Paddington 2, where he's been framed and everyone's trying to get him and he's out alone in the street. It's horrible. It's just terrible. Except I guess Paddington didn't cover up a sexual assault.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just the same. I hope there's an extended prison sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, Belasco goes to prison.
And bakes bread with
Knuckles and
yeah.
This bear is now under my protection. Anyone who touches a hair on his back will answer to Knuckles McGinty. That's Knuckles with a capital N.
We're getting so close to the end, and still none of this has really actually gone anywhere. Like, it's all just the same petty bullshit that it started with.
Well, it's funny. I do think I feel like, again, if anyone out there, if any right-wing despot or whatever wants a book written, maybe they should come to us, because I think we said from the very beginning how what we perceived was obviously that it was going to be like a slasher movie.
Yeah.
And I really do feel that was the way to go. I appreciate that maybe Trump doesn't want to advertise Trump Tower as a place where a serial killer resides, but
it is.
That is the case.
Yeah.
Several serial killers reside. That's just the Trump family.
David was absolutely beside himself. What do y'all mean there's no Suite 6501? The security guard in the lobby at 500 Fifth Avenue repeated, "What I mean is there's no Suite 6501 and there's no 65th floor." "Bastard," he screamed, went outside and grabbed the first taxi he found, launched it into the air. Plaza Hotel. Arriving at the main entrance on Central Park South, David took the steps 2 by 2, charged through the lobby and stormed into the champagne bar.
Straight into fracturing his skull on impact.
He looked around until he spotted the waiter who'd served him. "You, I was in here the other day with a guy named Zadanov." The waiter came over to him. "Yes, sir, I remember." "How do I find him?" "I don't know. He comes in here all the time, right?" "Never saw him before, sir." Y'all said something like, "Nice to see you again." "Sir," the waiter seemed genuinely embarrassed. "That sort of thing happens a lot. The guy gave me $50 to pretend I knew him." David exclaimed loudly, "Ah, fuck," and stormed out. "Bastards set us up." Tina was livid. "I warned you this would happen. I warned you not to get involved with these people."
The most obvious setup from the very beginning. I suppose the only realistic thing about this whole thing
is that he fell for it.
Is that rich people are cunt enough to fall for this shit.
You're a fucking idiot. He said he knew Asil. Why didn't you call Asil to check? No, you're too smart for that. Too worried that Asil was going to make money off your back. Okay, now, call Asil and see if he'll shell up for your fucking stupidity. Fuck you too. That's right, Tina yelled at him. Blame everybody else. She reached for the phone and dialed a number. "Hello?" She said. "Uncle RD, it's Tina. Sorry to bother you, but your nephew is an arsehole. He fucked up big time and you need to know about it." She's got him there, she's got his number.
Oh, this is good, I like this. I can hear him, Dave. Can Can you? Can you hear that? Can you hear that sweet sound, Davey? Y'all hear that, Davey boy?
It's nothing, he said to RD. Everything is under control. Clearly, boy, it isn't. It's okay. It's alright. Tina's having her period.
Smooth.
Fuck you, she shouted at him. Fuck you too, he screamed back. You are one fucking idiot, boy. You know, y'all could help me a bit. I warned you the first time. He hung up. Fuck you too. David slammed down the phone. Goddamn miserable old prick. He turned to Tina. She wasn't there. Tina? There was no answer. He walked into their bedroom. Then he went downstairs. Tina? She was gone.
Where's my dinner? Where's my dinner?
So I'm wondering, so like the timeline of events, I'm kind of confused at, because if the lawyer took the 45 million,
Yeah.
then he had no money to buy this shipment of oil with.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of confused. Whatever. The upshot is he's fucked.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be happier.
When David finally got Liberio on the phone, he didn't hold back. Listen to me, shithead.
It's daddy shit. It just keeps coming back.
Daddy, you shithead, where's my bourbon?
That Iranian crude bound for Trinidad. I heard about that this afternoon, Liberio said. I was shocked. Y'all sure will be shocked if you don't get my money back. I don't have your money. I don't care who has it. The account is with you, pal. You've got 24 hours. There was a long pause. Or what? Or, David hesitated, and as soon as he said it, he knew he'd made a mistake. Or I'm putting a down payment on your ass, and I'm gonna make you my cousin John.
Alicia watched the piece running on her monitor as Phyllis, the makeup lady, lightly powdered her forehead. Tracy, the floor manager, called out, "Night, Alicia." "Good night," she said. "Thanks." A few other people said goodnight, and within 20 seconds the studio was empty. Then the lights went off. Alicia stayed where she was, behind the news desk, in the dark, alone in the studio. "And later," Brian said, "our exclusive one-to-one with former President Bill Clinton. You don't want to miss this." She clenched her fist and grinned. Yes! That's when she heard Greg's voice. "You're allowed to go home." She pointed to the monitor where she was watching the program. "My debut." The monitor went to black. It was a studio monitor, not an air monitor, so it didn't show any commercials. Alicia took a deep breath. Greg looked at her, grinned reassuringly, and neither of them spoke. Then Brian was back. We had to endure an advertless ad break there in a book for no reason. I guess it's building tension. Oh, that simmering tension.
Is that what it's doing?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
you cut it with a knife. The shot cut to Alicia and Clinton sitting with Manhattan at dusk behind them. For the next 4 minutes and 40 seconds, the two of them talked about Haiti and about what Clinton was trying to do there. It ended with Alicia asking, "One wish, what would it be?" "For Jeffrey Epstein to commit suicide." "Only one?" He laughed and tilted his head, the way he does when he's amused. He laughed.
The
like
way he does, yeah.
When
he has this really odd quirk. When he finds something funny, he laughs.
He laughs and
Fucking
kind of moves
weird.
his body. The shot cut to Brian Williams, who looked up from his monitor and smiled warmly. "That's our broadcast for this Wednesday evening." Alicia turned to Greg and he looked at her, and at the same moment, alone in the dark studio, the two of them started applauding. I love how often that happens. People just start applauding themselves randomly for no fucking reason. Tina banged on the door and kept banging on the door until somebody finally opened the door. I added that last door. Okay. There was loud music playing, and she could see a lot of people in the living room getting stoned and playing music. "What?" said the guy who opened the door. "What?" That I didn't add. He actually just says "what" twice. "Where's Ricky? And to whom does he owe the honour?" "Fuck you," she said, shoved him out of the way and stormed into the apartment. "Close the door, shithead," someone shouted, "before the cat gets out." Ricky came out carrying a bass guitar, wearing Bermudas that were too big for him and a Brentwood FC soccer shirt.
What else was he wearing?
We shall see, I'm sure. She walked up to him and grabbed his arm. "Come do me." "What a good idea," he said. "Don't mind if I do." The guy next to her suggested, "Maybe we should film it." "Fuck you," Tina said to them and dragged Ricky back into his bedroom. "Nice to see you," Ricky said to her. "To see you nice." The sexiest novel of the day.
See, Jeffrey Robinson, he lived in London, so he knows the popular English cultural things.
Like how hand in hand Bruce Forsyth
Yeah.
and sex go together. She spent the night with Ricky and in the morning didn't seem in her usual hurry to leave. She found an old silk robe in one of his closets, put it on and opened the door. The ocelot raced in. "What's that?" she screamed. "Fucking cat. I'm going to drown it as soon as I catch it." She made some soft kissing sounds. "Come here, come on." And very slowly, the ocelot came into her arms. "Don't you ever feed him?" "Nah, I hate him. I'm going to drown him. Or cut him up and have him stuffed and made into a cushion. You've got to call a zoo or something. Ricky, this animal is going to die here. There's a zoo in Central Park." "Ricky, I'm serious." She stroked the animal again. "If you don't do it today, I'm going to turn you into the animal welfare people." "All right, love, I promise." She carefully put the ocelot down on the bed, and immediately he raced under it to hide.
But when... Is he wearing an ankle bracelet or not? I don't know.
We need to know! That is literally the first appearance of Ricky Lips.
Where they
in
haven't
which
mentioned
it
the
is
ankle
not
bracelet.
specified.
He
that
forgot.
he's
He
wearing-
fucking forgot.
No, I'm guessing that means the very next chapter.
Yeah,
it's going to come into play.
Yeah.
And he didn't want it to be so ridiculous.
Yeah.
He literally just gets mentioned every single time and then just has its one use and then vanishes from the story. Thursday. Thursday. Pages are stuck. I shall now read from the book. Why can't we get it on a fucking ebook? Why can't I get it on my iPad? I have a Kindle Fire Pro HD. We should make the ancient texts available in PDF format. I have been saying this for years.
Gabriella Batelli phoned Pierre Velasco, and when he said to her, "I need you to convince your mother to keep the business open," she agreed. My father would be heartbroken if she closed it. Every now and then, my father would remind him that he'd signed an agreement to stay away from the business, but Johnny would say it's not worth the paper it's printed on. "How did Johnny get along with your mother?" She hesitated, then said quietly, "He was the one who told her when my father died. He called her and told her what? That my father had a girlfriend." Velasco waited a few seconds.
You're not my cult leader. Yes, I am.
"My dad wrote a letter," she went on, "to my mother and me. He said if anything ever happened to him, we were to make sure that Johnny was kept away from the business." Hanging up with her, he tried the 855 number for Forbes again and left another message. This time Forbes phoned back. "What's up?" "The guys who broke into Scarpe Pietrasanta. I know what they were looking for." Tina walked into the apartment as if nothing happened. "Louisa," she called for her housekeeper. David demanded, "Where the hell were you last night?" "Out," she responded. Louisa arrived. "Yes, ma'am. Good morning." Tina smiled at her. "Would you bring me coffee and one buttered toast, please?" "I'll be upstairs."
One
Buttered
buttered
toast.
Boris Johnson sneaking in there for a line or two.
One of the office lines rang. Caller ID said private number. "David, long time no hear." "Who's that?" he asked. "Pepe Ferrero." "Oh, fuck me." David took a deep breath. "Pepe, how are you?" "Listen, y'all gotta speak to Zadanov." "No," Don Pepe said calmly. "This is not about Mr. Zadanov. It's about you returning my money within 24 hours. Please don't miss the deadline, Mr. Cove, because if you do, this will turn decidedly ugly." "Fuck you." David slammed down the phone. "Fuck you." And for a long time he sat there cursing. "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you."
This just goes on for 3 pages.
Yeah.
"You're the designated driver," Ricky told his son. "Take off your shoe." "You can't do this," Joey objected. Ricky insisted. "But that's what we're going to do." "What if they don't want him? They're a zoo. Of course they want him." A woman sleeping on a couch turned around and looked at them. "Can't a girl get some sleep without everyone arguing all the bleeding time?" "Somebody has to do it," Ricky said to Joey, ignoring the woman. "How else can I get out of here?" Another woman came out of the third bedroom carrying Billy. "He's the cutest cat. He's been purring all afternoon." "Did he finish the cat food?" Ricky asked. "And drank all his milk, he did."
I do wonder, like, where have all these English people come from? Like, they're all just in New York, they're all English.
in one
It's like, yeah,
fucking
it's like,
apartment. "You're fucking daft," Joey said to his father, pulling off his right shoe. Ricky asked, "Where do we keep our rucksacks?" Joey answered, "We don't have one." "What? You want a rucksack?" the woman on the couch said. "You could take mine." It was a Simpsons backpack.
it's Ben Shapiro.
It's fucking Ben Shapiro. What the fuck is going on? Every time we bring someone up, they just appear in this. I swear, like, you're right. The book writes itself. As a reflection of our dark.
Like I say, man, if we were to like hold it up to the camera, everyone watching this would see it completely different. It's fucking crazy.
It was a Simpsons backpack, except it was obviously a bootlegged one, because the drawing on the side was Marge naked on her knees in front of a naked, smiling Homer. Ricky studied it. I love it. Then opened it to pull all of her stuff out. He found a small collection of sex toys, some underwear, toothpaste, and deodorant. Your bird comes prepared, he said to Joey. Not my bird. Never saw her before. So then, Ricky wanted to know, how did she fucking get here? Ricky went to look at her closely and nodded to show the others that she wasn't too bad. He sat down on the floor opposite Joey and took off his right shoe. Joey put his feet together with his father's, then twisted it so Ricky's right heel was touching Joey's right toes. Go on, Neville, Ricky said, and Neville bent down to slide the ankle bracelet over Ricky's heel and onto Joey's toes. Like, it was literally what I just said. The one time you didn't mention it was just
because
purely
it was about
so
to fucking...
that there could be at least one chapter between his last mention of it and it actually finally having used, which is possibly the most ridiculous, stupid, dumbest use of it I could possibly have imagined.
I mean, judging by what they're doing right now, presumably the use they have for it doesn't actually like intertwine with the
plot
like with the Finn Folkman or anything.
The ocelot was introduced to the story to give the ankle bracelet something to do. Like, we were talking about how, like, you know, when the murders start, it will be used because he'll be able to move around.
Because of the timing and all of that stuff.
Exactly. And it would mean he could move around undetected, or that someone else could pretend to be him. And it's like, no, so he can go to a zoo to release an ocelot. Unbelievable. With the ocelot's head sticking out over the top, Ricky handed the backpack to Neville. They got out of Trump Tower and headed up Fifth Avenue. And all the time, Neville kept saying, do you think anyone's onto us yet, mate? Ricky kept answering, nah, mate, we're sweet as a nut.
Fucking
We're saying pain. But when they got to Central Park, two policemen were standing near the entrance. Ricky quickly turned Neville around. The old Bill, mate. And together they walked into the park. Phew, Neville said. That was close. Wow, they're seasoned pros.
I'm glad they got away with that.
Yeah.
That was really tense, wasn't it?
Over there, he said. So they went there, and Ricky decided, this is as good a place as any. But I thought, what about the zoo? Can't do it, can we? Not surrounded by coppers like that. They spot me out here, they'll nick me. And they'll nick you for stealing an animal from the zoo. Ricky took the backpack from him, opened it, and bent down to pour the ocelot out. First it poked its head out, then it jumped out, then it raced for the bushes. Free at last, Ricky said. I kinda miss him already. As they stepped into the residence lobby, Ricky took off the sunglasses and the baseball hat. Hey, Mr. Lips. Shauna, the concierge on duty, waved to him. Nice to see you. Can you guess what he's going to say? Ricky waved back. To see you nice. Upstairs, Ricky and Joey put their feet together and slipped the bracelet back on Ricky's ankle. What did they say at the zoo? Joey wanted to know. Ricky looked at him, then at Neville, then back at Joey. They said, free at last. Free at last? Yeah. Ricky knew the rest of the famous speech because it was part of the lyrics to one of the Still Fools songs. Free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. So all of this was building to that. Joe, if you're thinking of justifying it, I'm going to stop you there.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying though is that they have swapped the ankle bracelet back, so it may still be in play. That's Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, I got him.
They got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Antonia paced the floor of her living room, looking at the clock in her tiny kitchen every few minutes. She'd already checked the papers, but they only announced the time when the curtain went up. So she'd phoned the box office and learned that on most nights the show usually ended around 10:20. It was now 9:30. Eventually she got it into her head that she should try again to rearrange the furniture. If Antonia moves her desk from under the window and puts the couch there instead, what should Antonia do with the bookcase on the wall where the couch is now? She'd been through this before, several Saturday nights in a row, was still not happy with the outcome, so she grabbed the couch with both hands and dragged it from the far wall to the window. She fell into it, sat there for a few seconds thinking about the apartment, then glanced up and began staring out the window. From her 5th floor apartment she could see lights on in the apartments across West 88th Street. Fascinated, she leaned forward and began counting how many windows she could peek into. And then a light came on to her right, and she saw a man taking off his shirt. She watched him, but once he had his shirt off, he moved away. She waited for him to come back. He didn't. Then a light 1 floor below went on, and now a young man, she figured he was probably 18 or 19, took off his jeans. She waited for more. Come on, take it off, she whispered, but the light in his room snapped off and didn't come back on again. This is fun, she said to herself. Antonia needs to buy binoculars. A woman walked in front of a window, took off her bra and moved away. A couple kissed in the middle of a room, then disappeared.
That's David Lynch.
Yeah.
Dirty
bearded men in a room.
Her phone rang, and she lunged off the couch to grab it. Hello? I told you to call me. Oh. She looked at the clock in the kitchen. It was now nearly 11. Tommy, I'm sorry, I was busy. I was going to call. What are you doing? Reading, she lied. What are you wearing? What do you mean? What are you wearing? He flustered her. A pair of jeans and a sweatshirt. Are all the lights on or off? One of them is on, she lied again. Turn them all on. What? Turn on all the lights, every one of them. Why? Do it. She hesitated, then said, okay, and turned on all the lights. Now, stand up on the couch facing the window and open the blinds all the way. Can you guess where this is going? Slowly, she did what he told her to. Are the blinds open? Yes. Her mouth was getting very dry. Can you see out the window? Yes. Can people out there see you? Her breathing was getting heavier because she realised what was going to happen. Yes. Now take off your sweatshirt. She didn't budge. Take off your sweatshirt, he said again. Her hands were trembling. She reached for the bottom of her sweatshirt, but all she could do was hold on to it. No. Yes. She tried to swallow, but her mouth was totally dry. Do it. Do as I tell you. She closed her eyes, hesitated, then pulled off her sweatshirt. Now take off your jeans. No. Yes. Take off your jeans. Go on. Almost in a trance, she unbuttoned her jeans, opened them, and let them fall to her ankles. Now take off your bra. Her hands were shaking as she reached behind her and did what he wanted her to do. Go on, he said. Roll your panties down slowly. Very, very slowly. Roll them down. What the fuck?
The sexiest novel of the decade. This is like the closest to erotic they understand. It's just a man shouting at a woman.
What the fuck is this? Are you naked? She was barely able to say yes. Can people across the street see you in the window? Again, she only barely managed to say yes. And now her knees were so weak that she couldn't stand up anymore, and she fell onto the couch. Tommy, she groaned. Antonia wants Tommy. Antonia is going to have Tommy, he said. Tommy is coming to Antonia's apartment, and Tommy will ring the bell, and Antonia is going to open the door for Tommy, completely naked, and do whatever Tommy wants. Yes, yes, she said it very loudly. Whatever Tommy wants, Antonia wants. Whatever Tommy wants, Antonia wants. Yes. What the fuck? What was that?
Honestly, that makes me feel deeply uncomfortable.
What the fuck is... What? Like, especially now with the revelation that all that with the fucking ankle bracelet was for him to walk outside one time with an ocelot. Okay, yes, maybe something else happened. The fact that the whole Antonia character is building to this. Yeah. What the fuck is going on? Jesus Christ.
That was quite something, wasn't it?
Unbelievable.
We're gonna need a bigger booze.
Oh, God.
Is it my... Oh, God, is it? Are you sure?
I'm afraid so, yeah.
Is there anything I can do to change your mind? When she saw Arthur's caller ID come up on her phone, Cindy grabbed it and asked, how's my favourite agent? He asked, and how's my favourite client? That's what you say to all the girls. No, I don't. I say to all the girls, how's my second favourite client? And they say, is Cindy still your favourite? And I say, she will always be my favourite. God, I was really hoping that she was going to get killed off early.
Yeah, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Those the good old days.
The good old days when we were sure she'd be dead within a minute. Grabbing her phone, she called Alicia's cell. Where are you? At work. Oh, sorry, never mind. What's wrong? I could hear it in your voice. Tell me. She sighed loudly. What do you do when you start remembering things you really don't want to remember? Good memories or bad memories? They were wonderful at the time. Cindy began to sing. We dined at 8, we dined at 9. You were late, I was on time. Ah yes, Alicia joined in. I remember.
Ben, stop fucking with the books we're reading.
Oh Jesus. Oh no, I've read the first few words of the next chapter and I don't want to read it.
I think I know who we've come back to.
Yeah. Antonia opened the door naked, the way he told her she had to, and as soon as Tommy stepped inside, he took her right there on the living room floor.
That was Tommy.
Now, opening her eyes, she saw it was after 9. Tommy! She gently touched his shoulder. Antonia needs to go to a meeting. He stirred and reached for her. No, Tommy, not now. I have to go to work. But he didn't listen to her, and it didn't take long before she was moaning. Antonia wants Tommy.
What the fuck is with this fucking dialogue, man? It's just so fucking weird.
I'll be honest, it's not just the dialogue, is it?
Again, it's just like, this is what women do. Crazy, up-jumped women that think they're in power need to be domineered and bullied and coerced into sex. And then they become obsessed with the man who did it to them.
I just want to sort of reiterate a little passage here. He stirred and reached for her. No! Tommy, not now. So note the word no.
Yeah, it will portray this like confirmed abusive man who's already had to be banned from the building because of his behaviour. Oh, he just demands sex from this woman, and she just immediately melts into his arms. And it's just this creepy, weird, like man's fantasy of this woman just utterly submitting to him, and it's fucking disgusting. Because that's the thing, it's like the overt sexuality of it is one thing, and it's like, that can maybe be too much or whatever depending on your opinion, but it's the whole subtext of the actual stuff that makes it so fucking disgusting.
I mean, she full on says no.
But she doesn't mean it, Joe. When they say no, they don't mean it. If you just persist, because when you're rich you can do whatever you like to them.
You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
You called me, the man said. Name's Rennie Regis. Oh yeah, David said. Yeah, I'm an old buddy of Oscar Mac Moore in Houston. What can I do for you? Help me find someone who owes me a lot of money. Tell me who, what, when, where and why, Regis said, and I'll tell you how much. I like this Rennie Regis character.
He's a real go-getter. Full of spunk.
The happening young go-getter, Rennie Regis. After they hung up, David's cell phone rang. The caller ID said private number. Hello, who's this? Your new best friend. Who are you and what do you want? What I want is to look after your health and the health of your loved one. David didn't like the tone of this. Listen, arsehole. Mr. Cove, this is a courtesy call, so I will be courteous. A mutual friend wants his money back, and if he doesn't get it in the time allotted, when we speak next, it will be face to face and not very courteous.
Now you will see me one more time if you do good. You'll see me 2 more times if you do bad. Good night.
Wherever you go in the next 24 hours, look around. You and your loved ones won't be alone. Have a nice day. Oh no.
Antonia.
While Antonia and Tommy took a shower together, I don't want to read any more of this. She said she wanted to help him get even with Pierre Velasco for banning him from Trump Tower. Antonia has a plan. There is somebody we should meet with. I can sneak you in. He reached for her again. No, not now. Later, Antonia promises. Tommy doesn't like it when people don't keep their promises. On the 42nd floor, one of the maids opened the door and brought them into the main living room where Mrs. Essenbach was sitting with a heavy-set, jowly man wearing an ill-fitting brown suit. I'll see you out, Mrs. Essenbach said, and escorted him to the door. Who the fuck was that arsehole? Tommy whispered to Antonia. Then wanted to know, and who's this ugly bitch? How can she walk around with a face like that? It's just Trump. He's the Trumpist Trump in this book
Tommy,
so far.
Trump.
Yeah. David racked his brains for people he could call. He knew that the guy who ran the US side of the Trade and Industry Banking Corporation of China lived in Trump Tower.
That's a nice little thing to casually slip in there.
Then he remembered someone else in the building. They'd met in the elevator a year or so ago, and Tina even went to have tea with her once. He knew she was loaded, and, he thought, it's worth a shot even if I only get her to introduce me to her bankers. He found a number for Katharina Essenbach and rang her. Knowing that the staff meeting was in full swing, Antonia brought Tommy back to the residence lobby and out onto 56th Street. I have to go to the office, she said. Antonia is so late. Come with me. me. I can't. I've got to come with Tommy. He took her arm and started leading her down the block towards 5th Avenue. Tommy doesn't like it when people make promises. Where are we going? Then she realised what he was saying. When I said later, I meant, like, later tonight. We can spend the whole weekend. He took her by the arm down 5th Avenue. Tommy, I have a meeting. Tommy's taking you someplace special, he said. At 45th Street, they turned right, went a few blocks to Schubert Alley, and turned left into the alley.
I was literally just about to say he's going to shove her into an alley. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Seriously, Tommy, I'll keep my promise. A few hundred yards down the block, at the side entrance to the David Merrick Theatre, he escorted her in through the stage door. Tommy, please, I've got to go.
This is
Yeah.
unreal. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
This is disgusting.
He nodded to the guard at the door, took her up a long flight of stairs which came out behind the stage, then up a shorter set of stairs that led to his dressing room. You made Tommy a promise, he said. Tommy, Antonia will keep her promise later. Before she could finish the sentence, he locked the door and started taking off her clothes.
Oh my god.
Sorry about that.
Jesus Christ. So we got fucking Louis C.K. up in this.
Yeah.
Picture. Holy fuck. I mean, how do you just casually drop that in? I mean, Jesus Christ. Literally just dragged a woman, like, up through the street, the multiple fucking streets, through an alleyway, into a fucking building, past all these people, and then just locks her in a room.
That's show business for you.
What the fuck? And this is like, honestly, as you've said, this is literally the closest to a Trump analogue we've had in the book.
Yeah.
I tell you, Jeffrey, you want to watch yourself. You know too much.
Yeah, that was horrific.
Well, I mean, knowing this book,
it's going to get worse.
It's going to keep going, isn't it?
David was sitting at a table on the patio in front of the restaurant on the lower level arcade at Trump Tower, nursing a bourbon when Mrs. Essenbach arrived. He smiled and asked what she wanted to drink. David sat there taking it all in, agreeing with every opinion she expressed. At one point, a man seemed to pass very close to their table, and David was distracted briefly by him, but he didn't think twice about it.
He's about to get fucking whacked. Looks up. Credits roll.
I'll have coffee, he said, and was about to change the subject to money when she suddenly stood up and announced, "So nice to see you again. Please send my love to Tina, and do come for a meal one evening. Thank you for lunch. I shall be in touch." She patted his head and left. Now his cell phone beeped that a message had come in. It was a photo taken very close of him sitting at the table with Mrs. Essenbach. The text message with it said, "The health of you and your loved ones." Oh, fuck! He looked around.
It's like gonna whack Essenbach, thinking that it's like his mum or something.
In a panic, David dialed his pilot Barry at home. We've all been there. It's 3 a.m. Barry, I've got to get a plane ready.
The Colombians are coming for me, Barry. I need your help, please. So close. We're like less than 100 pages left now.
Sweet.
Before he got to the elevators to go back downstairs, Carol Ann Mendelssohn caught up with him. "Pierre, you need to know that we received notice from Dregger Simmons that they intend to sue on behalf of Katerina Essenbach. What is unexpected is that you're the only party named. So she is suing you, not in your professional capacity, personally. What can I do to make this go away? Not much. Not that's legal. How about if someone throws her off the 59th Street Bridge?"
You gotta just take your joy wheat and get it in there.
"You're saying that she's coming after me personally and there's nothing I can do about it? I cannot, will not accept that. It's only natural that you're upset. I'm more than upset. I'm bewildered and I'm angry. I'm pretty far out of my comfort zone and I don't understand how I got here."
Fucking hell, that's pretty serious.
Yeah. That's when Forbes arrived. Lasco introduced Gabriella to him as someone who was going to help them, but didn't go into any detail about who he was or exactly what he would be doing. Like, we just have a whole paragraph of the things he didn't say or something. "Tell Mr. Forbes about your father's letter to his cousins." Sorry. "Tell Mr. Forbes about your father's letter to his cousins." Why am I saying cousins? It just says cousin. "Tell Mr. Forbes about your father's letter to his cousins." Again, "Tell Mr. Forbes about your father's letter to his cousin." She did. "We find those letters here and it's not the cousin. We don't find them and that's what the guys who broke into this place came to destroy." Carson emailed the lawyers to draw up the contract, shut off his laptop and stared at the nighttime shadows as they moved across the Tokyo skyline. Alicia wasn't on the air yet, but he knew at this hour she wouldn't have a lot of time to talk. Still, he dialed her cell. "You'll be in Tokyo all weekend? Blame it on Mr. Shigetara. I'll talk to you over the weekend." Dirty lying bastard. He's going off to Paris to shag a barrel. Going to the Isle of Dr. Moreau. "Oh well, if you're stuck in Tokyo, maybe I'll fly down to my mother's."
Maybe I'll go on a trip to Paris. No, don't do that!
Yeah. Carson calculated that if he left a wake-up call for 7, that would give him time for a short nap now, then a light workout, a fast whirlpool and some breakfast. Flight leaves at 11:50. Paris time.
The last tango in Paris. 61.
For those of you who don't know, that was Joe's 61st birthday. He likes to announce them like that. 62.
Thank you.
Fucking hell.
Alicia hung up with him, then dialed Cindy. Oh, great. Listen, Carson called me to say he's stuck in Tokyo. Pack a bag. I'll phone Maria and have her pack a bag for me. You and I, how about a dirty weekend? I'll buy us some airplane tickets right now.
They're heading to Paris.
Yeah.
They're all going to get whacked by the fin folk.
Yeah, in Paris, yeah. By that fucking ballet cult members, fucking cap them all. Fucking John Wicks the shit out of them. On the monitor, a tight shot came up of a young man in a blue blazer with a blue shirt and dark blue tie standing close to a window with the park in the background.
With blue eyes and
Yeah.
blue socks.
And blue hair and blue skin.
And blue
Alicia, city officials are concerned this evening that a wild animal is on the loose in Central Park. It is believed to be an ocelot, which belongs to the leopard family. While the animal has not yet been spotted, there are reports of birds, rabbits, and even a raccoon being killed.
How has the ocelot become a bigger plot point
Than anything
the
else.
fucking bizarre religious cult running a fucking
Because I guess to people like this, bizarre religious cults are perfectly fucking normal.
Mundane.
There are concerns that it may have been imported into the country illegally. I reckon it was fucking Pepe.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah,
assassin.
the ocelot, sort of a Colombian fucking sicario.
I guess so, yeah. It's the only explanation of why the fuck it's in this book in the first place.
Cindy was waiting with a car and driver at the Rainbow Room entrance. The driver said, Kennedy Airport? Cindy said, this is exciting, but where are we going? Alicia asked, how's Paris?
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
You done?